Hello guys, it's Justin.claver here. I have another video for y'all. This one I'm going to be going over detecting auric fields, also sweeping and cleansing of the auric field, and the projecting of energy, pranic energy to different affected parts and chakras in the body, as well as stabilizing that energy after you're completed with all of the procedures associated with this. So what I'm getting this information from is a book known as Pranic Healing by Choa Koksui, and this is what it looks like. You can get it on Amazon, although it is very expensive. There's not very many of them out there anymore. I don't know if in the future they're going to make it more available to people or not, but right now it's very expensive to get one of these books. But in the book, I'm going to bring out a little information, and it's the 5 basic techniques as far as all this is concerned. And starting off, it's with sensitizing the hands or vigorously rubbing them together to sensitize them to sense subtle energy. Going from that, you go to scanning the outer aura, the health aura, and the inner aura of the body of whatever patient that you're wanting to work on. And then you have the sweeping or cleansing, both general and localized sweeping and cleansing of the body. And then you have energizing with prana through the hand chakra technique to draw in prana and to project prana to affected areas or treated areas. And then you have the stabilizing of the projected prana after you're done with your procedure. So first off, to sensitize the hands, you would rub them together vigorously. You would go like this and rub them together like that for about 10 to 30 seconds. And you would then spread your hands about 6 inches apart from each other and try to sense some kind of energy coursing between them. And you could also visualize a sphere pulsating between them, seeing it expanding and contracting. And you would maybe feel a tingling sensation, heat, pressure, or a rhythmic pulsation as you visualize the sphere during your first try. Most people will pick it up on their first try. About 80 to 90% of people will feel it, but others it may take several times to cultivate the ability to sense the subtle energy or the life force energy. Moving on to scanning for the outer aura, what you would do is that you would stand 12 feet away from whatever patient. They could be laying on a table or something like that, or they could be standing. Pretty much you would stand 12 feet away from them with your palms facing them and your arms outstretched. And you would slowly walk towards the subject, simultaneously trying to feel with your sensitized hands, after you sensitize your hands, to try and feel the subject's outer aura. And you would concentrate on the center of your palms when scanning, so that you use the chakra points of the hands to feel the sensation that you of the outer aura. Sorry. Stop when you feel some heat, a tingling sensation, or slight pressure. This is where the outer aura is located on their body. You want to kind of feel the size and the shape of it. Its width from head to waist, from the waist to the feet, and from front to back. And it usually feels like an inverted egg, at the top being wider than the bottom. The outer aura is usually about 3 feet in radius, but it may be as much as 6 feet or more on healthy individuals, and some hyperactive children actually have outer auras as big as 9 feet. So it would be 18 feet in diameter in total, that you would be sensing this aura around them. And to kind of cultivate this ability to scan auras as well, you could try and develop your clairvoyance. A good way to do this is to work on the middle pillar, the 5 chakra points located on the body through the system of Kabbalah. There's a video that I go into on my channel that discusses this middle pillar, and also give some mantras or God names, archangels, angels, and angelic choirs associated with those spheres that you can invoke to help energize those spheres. And create that middle pillar line through the center of your body to activate those 5 chakra points. You could also invoke the energies associated with the sphere of Yasod for increased psychic abilities. You could call on Archangel Gabriel and invoke instructions as far as developing your psychic abilities. You could also use affirmations to speak to your subconscious to unlock these psychic abilities, and those can be found in the book known as Psychic Witch by Matt Aron, which goes into developing your psychic abilities through meditation and magic. But moving on from the outer aura, you have the health aura. And after determining the size of the outer aura, you'll gradually move towards the subject a little bit further, and you will stop when you feel the subtle sensations again, and these may be more intense. You'll feel the size and shape of the health aura afterwards. And the health aura is usually about 2 feet in width, so it's about 2 feet, I would say, in radius from the center of the body. And when a person is sick, the health rays droop or become entangled in the health aura, and it causes the health aura to decrease in size, sometimes to about 12 inches in size or less than that. So depending on the individual, if they're healthy as well, it may be as big as 3 feet or more. So you just kind of have to get used to feeling the subtle energy. You'll begin to feel the outer aura, the health aura, and then the inner aura of your subjects that you're trying to perform this pranic healing on. After you've done it several times, you'll become more proficient at sensing the subtle energy in the bodies of people. And so moving on to the scanning of the inner aura. The inner aura is concealed within the health aura, usually as big as 5 inches in thickness. So this will be 5 inches from the center of the body, out from the body. And you'll scan from head to toe and front to back. Scan the left and the right parts of the body, so the left side and the right side. And both parts should be about the same thickness. If it isn't, if one side is less than the other, then there might be some kind of problem with them. For instance, if you were to scan the left ear and you felt a thickness of 5 inches, and then you scan the right ear and you felt a thickness of about 2 inches, and you asked a question to the patient and you found out that the patient's been deaf in the right ear for some time, that could be the reason why that auric field feels the way it does. And special attention should be given to the spine and the vital organs. The 5 major organs would be the heart, the lungs, the liver, the spleen, and the kidneys, and also to the major chakra points of the body. I also give the 11 chakra points associated in the Pranic Healing book in my last video, and you can check it out there, and I go over that for you. But when scanning the throat area of the patient, you want to have them lift their chin upward and out of the way of the throat area, so that you get an accurate reading of that area, because the chin tends to interfere or camouflage the actual condition of the throat if you don't have them raise that chin out of the way. And you also want to scan the lungs at the back and the sides of the lungs. So you'll have them turn over and you'll scan the back, and then you'll scan both the sides of the lungs, and this will help you get an accurate reading, because there's 2 chakra points that are located at the nipples of individuals, and these can kind of interfere with the reading that you would get on the lungs if you were to scan the lungs from the front. And you should always scan the solar plexus, as well as many diseases and emotional origin that negatively affect the solar plexus can be found at the solar plexus. So you kind of want to feel how that center feels. If it's very vibrant or very dim, you want to find that out. Okay, so moving on from scanning the aura, you would go to general sweeping or cleansing of the body. And what you do is that there's a series of downward sweeping movements that you perform, and you maintain about 2 inches from the patient's body with your hands. You want to cup your hands, and you place your hands about 6 inches above the center of their head. And you move your hands from the head of the patient down the center line of their body to their feet. and you would slightly raise your hands once you get to the bottom of their feet, and you would flick your hands towards a bowl of salt water that you keep to the side of you to throw away any diseased or dirty bioplasmic matter that you're extracting from their body when you're doing these downward sweeps. And so pretty much the salt in the water helps to cleanse that energy as well, and it traps that energy within that water, and you can throw away that water once you're done with the procedures that I'll be talking about. And it pretty much just gets trapped inside that substance. So you want to repeat this procedure with the spread finger position. So you'll open up your hands after you've done the cupping of the hands. You'll go to a spread finger, and you'll do that sweeping motion again, and then you'll also flick your hands at the end. And what this does is it disentangles and strengthens the health rays of the auric field on their body. And you repeat this process, like I said, with the cupped and spread finger positions by creating parallel lines from the center line of the body, leading to the outside of the auric field. And there would be a center line in the middle. Then you have line number 2, which is parallel right from there. And then you have line number 3, that's a little bit more. Line number 4, then you go down. And then line number 5 that comes down as well to go around the entire front of the body. And you want to repeat this whole process on the front and the back of the patient, so you get all the diseased bioplasmic matter off of the entire body of the subject. And when you're doing this, you want to concentrate and form the intention to remove the diseased bioplasmic matter. You want to be thinking this entire time that you're removing and you're willing that diseased bioplasmic matter to be extracted from their body so that you can cleanse their body, and it'll be much more effective and less time consuming if you set this intention and you keep this intention while you're doing the sweeping. And after performing the downward sweeps, the patient will possibly become sleepy, and you can perform some upward sweeping movements to reawaken the patient. You're just pulling energy from the center of the earth up through their feet into their auric field and into their body to help reawaken them. But there's no need to flick your fingers whenever you're doing this, because you're pulling fresh life force energy into their body. And you've already removed the dirty bioplasmic matter from their body as well. But you don't want to perform these upward sweeps until you've thoroughly cleansed the patient. If any upward sweeps are performed beforehand, then the diseased bioplasmic matter that might be trapped in their bodies can get stuck in the head, and it can cause negative physical effects. Okay, moving on from general sweeping, we have localized sweeping, and this is just doing sweeping on a certain chakra point or affected area of the body. You'll place your hands above the specified affected area and slowly sweep away the dirty bioplasmic matter. This is just like cleaning a dirty object. You'll strongly flick your hand towards the salt water and trap that dirty matter in the water. And these sweeps can be performed in any direction, vertically, horizontally, diagonally, and in an L shape. But you would keep your hands about 3 to 4 inches away from their body when you're performing these sweeps, and it'll help pull that energy from their body and help you get it trapped in that salt water afterwards. But after you're done with the sweeping and cleansing of the body, you can then begin to draw in pranic energy into your body and project that energy into their body to help heal them. And what you would do is you would rub your hands together to sensitize your hands to begin feeling this energy coursing through your hands. And you would focus on the center of your palms to activate the hand chakras. And you would use your left hand to draw in pranic air energy. So you would think of the element of air whenever you're pulling in this pranic energy, and this will help to keep you vitalized while you're performing this pranic healing process. And you would pull it from the top of the universe somewhere out to the center of the earth, universe, somewhere from the source of all, where you're pulling this infinite energy from. and you would pull it into your left hand. You don't necessarily have to do it the left hand way to draw in energy. You could use your right hand to draw in energy if you're left-handed and you're more proficient with your left hand. But most people are right-handed, so you would pull that energy in through your left hand, through your heart chakra, out to your right hand, and project it out your right hand into your patient's body that you're working on. And so you place your right hand near the affected part, and you concentrate simultaneously on both hand centers. That way you're pulling in chi and projecting chi equally. You don't want to concentrate on one center or the other. Otherwise, you'll say if you were concentrating more on projecting from your right hand instead of drawing energy through your left, you would begin to get tired, or you would feel not as energetic, and it would begin to deplete you of your own energy in your body. So you want to make sure that you're pulling in as much energy as you're trying to put out through the infinite source when you're projecting this energy into one of your patients. And when you're doing this, you want to maintain a distance of 3 to 4 inches again while you're projecting this energy away from the patient. And you project this energy for 5 to 15 minutes for beginners. Once you become more proficient at this, you'll maybe be able to pull more energy in through your body and project it out more efficiently, and be able to do it within maybe a couple minutes. But for minor cases, it usually takes 5 to 15 minutes for beginners, and for severe cases on a patient, it could take up as much as 30 minutes or more. But moving on, we would also form a will or an intention to direct the projected prana to the affected chakra. So the closest chakra to the affected area that you're trying to get to. So it would go from that chakra point to the affected part. So for example, you could project this energy to the back of the heart chakra on their back, and then course it to the affected part of the arm, wherever it's hurting on their arm or something like that. And you would make sure that this prana is projected to the affected area, as this will produce a much more faster rate of relief and healing. So you don't want to just project it to the chakra center. You want to flow it from that chakra center to the affected part area, and then that will concentrate the chi in that area to help facilitate the healing process. And while you're doing this, you want to kind of keep your armpits a little bit open. They should be slightly open to allow easier flow of prana from one hand to the other hand. And once the initial intention to draw and project prana has been performed, all you really need to do is concentrate on the 2 centers of your hands. And you don't need to continuously expect or will to project in order for this to work. So you would focus on both hand chakras, allow the flow of chakra to happen automatically, pulling that energy from the infinite source through your left hand, out through your right hand, through your body to your patient. And you want to give equal attention, like I said, and concentration on both hand chakras to remain strong and facilitate proper healing. If you feel slight pain or discomfort while you're energizing, you want to flick your affected hand, whichever hand that's feeling discomfort, towards the salt water, because you absorb some diseased bioplasmic matter that needs to be thrown away into that salt water solution. And this should be done regularly to throw away any diseased bioplasmic matter that you come into contact to while you're energizing the patient. And continue to energize the affected part until you feel a slight repulsion, or if you feel gradual cessation of the flow of prana from your hand to the affected area. So you'll feel some kind of presence of energy in the chakra point or the affected area, and it'll actually develop its own electromagnetic field that you'll feel that repulsion from it when you're projecting the chi to that affected part, and you'll know that you projected enough chi to that area for it to become healed. And you want to kind of cross-check after you're done projecting the energy and rescan the inner aura and see how it feels, and you would know, and you'll figure out if it's sufficiently energized. And if the treated area becomes over-energized, you want to apply distributive sweeping. So you would begin sweeping again with your with the spread finger position, or with the cupped hand position, to straighten out that over-energized area and spread it throughout the body so it doesn't become congested in that area, because it can become possibly congested in that area. If the treated part is slightly over-energized by about 3 inches, you feel it's about 3 inches in thickness, then you would leave it be, and it would work its way out as the patient goes through the healing process. And the prana may also be projected through the fingers for more intense projection. It's like putting or projecting like water through a water nozzle, something like that. You pressurize the water to where it shoots out in more intense fashion. And you could use your fingers to project energy to remove blockages and stuff like that too. But you want to master the use of the hands first before you start the use of the fingers. So get used to using your hands, the center of the palms, first before you move on to using the fingers. And the last thing you do is to stabilize the patient afterwards, or the affected area that you worked on. And to do this, you would finish all your energizing and projecting with blue prana. This can be done by visualizing or projecting light blue prana on the treated area. So you would visualize bright blue light coming from the center of the universe, or the top of the universe, flowing into your left hand, through your heart chakra, down your right hand, and into the affected area of the patient. And then you could also will or mentally instruct that prana to remain there, or to stabilize. And that'll help conceal that pranic energy so it doesn't seep out of the patient, and the healing process can be extended for a longer period of time and allow that healing to be more effective. But that's pretty much it that I wanted to share from the book Pranic Healing by Choa Koksui. Thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if it helps serve you in any way, go ahead and leave me a like. Go ahead and comment down below if you have any questions, and go ahead and subscribe to the channel. I'm definitely going to be posting more, and you'll see more content from me on Patreon, as well as my social media platforms if you want to follow me on there. But thank you for watching, and I hope you have a great day.